Hello and welcome back to the Nasty Metal, a production channel grid YouTube, and welcome to another collection update. I haven't done one of these in quite some months here, so but within the past couple of months at least here, I've at least either received or have purchased plenty of CDs. So what I've got stacked here is what I've got to show here, and I'm gonna be hopefully run through them as quickly as possible. So without further ado, let me get into them. First up, I already did a review on this album anyways, but so I don't have to really talk too much about it, but still, I just have to show it because, again, it's a new addition to my collection. It was, of course, given to me courtesy of my brother, but it's Detroit Stories, the newest album from Alice Cooper, which was released sometime early this year, maybe January, February, I believe. Still, or I did a review on it, like I stated, so I don't have to talk too much about it. All I can say is I think it's a very enjoyable album from Alice Cooper, so there we go. That's all I can say there. It's a pretty good album, and it's definitely one of my favorites of this year, so that's all I can say there. But there you go, Detroit Stories from Alice Cooper. Speaking of stuff that was courtesy of people giving stuff to me, these two, of course, were given to me from Paul of Doomsday's Today Records. This year, at least a few months ago when he sent that package to me, but it is the first one I'm showing right now is, again, Crown and Sorrow in Memoriam, which is also a new album from this year. Again, I did a review on this one, don't have to really go into much depth about it, but still, it's a new addition to my collection. But Crown and Sorrow, it's a melodic death metal band, at least formed by a guy named God damn it. I had his name there. Derek Corzine. Again, more of a... themes is more so Christian-like, which I stated in my review anyways. But it's a solid album. I dig it. So, there we go. That's all I can show here. Talk about, but so in Memoriam from Crown and Sorrow. And then the second and last one I'm showing that was of that package from Paul of Doomsday Today Records is... Surface Noise from Judiciary. Again, more of a kind of, I guess you could say, modern day sort of hardcore, metalcore kind of band. It's interesting, has some thrashy vibes to them as well. Again, I did a review on this one anyway, so I don't have to talk too much about it, but it's a fine album. It is not a brand new album, but it is at least from 2019, and it was one of those albums that I think Paul wanted me to review anyway, so that's why I had fulfilled that request. So if you want to hear me really go into more full depth about this one, just find my review on the channel here. But there it is there. Surface Noise from Judiciary from 2019. So that's pretty much it of at least the stuff that I've at least received from either friends or family members. So there we go. Now it's on to this stuff. Two CDs here, which I have picked up at Recycled Records in Reno when I at least popped into there, at least seems to have been 2 months ago. But the first one I'm showing here right now, finally getting a hold of a copy, it is Rampant from Nazareth. It is, of course, the 2010 reissue remaster on Salvo. Again, features some bonus tracks and stuff, including like B-sides and whatnot, and some BBC live recordings. Kind of a mini LP sort of triple sort of gatefold. Really interesting, very cool. Just very glad to finally add in a this into the collection. Again, I don't really have much Nazareth, so when I saw it, at least apparently I noticed it. It was on a rack, which was mostly for punk CDs. That's why apparently it was sitting right in there in the front, and I couldn't believe it that somebody would throw a Nazareth down in the punk section. But I saw it was one of the copies I was looking for, and so I had to grab it. Again, it's Nazareth. I have to grab it. So again, great album though. I really dig it. It's just a classic 70s hard rock. So just good shit. So there we go. Rampant from Nazareth, originally released in 1974. I believe. Think so. There we go. Yeah, 74. And second and last one of the CDs I have picked up at Recycled Records in Reno. It is the album Hot Wire from Kix. Since all I've got from Kix is Blow My Fuse. Again, these guys always got lumped into sort of the hair metal stuff, but to me, these guys were one of those bands that really were kind of really mixing in that sort of almost AC/DC kind of vibe to them, or that sound. And this one is really got that heavy on the AC/DC influence, but I dig it. I think I like this one more than Blow My Fuse. I think it's a really solid sort of AC/DC inspired hard rock album. I actually love it. I mean, it's not the most groundbreaking. Some of the song titles at times can be kind of hokey or cringy in ways, but the riffs are there. It's fucking infectious. So that's all I gotta say. So, Hot Wire from Kix from 1991. There we go, though. Those are at least, that's it for at least the 2 CDs I picked up at Recycled Records in Reno. Finally, then again into the last couple of stacks here, and most of this is going to be from the same artist. It's actually the person who's playing the background. But ever since this album came out, I just had to add their stuff finally into my collection. But it is Game Over from Yurio, or just Udo Dirkschneider's band. Again, the former Accept singer. I did a review on this one. Don't have to really say too much about it other than I think it's a fucking solid album from him and the guys. It's just great. But because of this, I got so inspired, and it just led me down a rabbit hole and basically put me on a Udo kick. And I just had to add some other of his albums into my collection. And since then, I have received copies of like Decadent from 2015, and then Steel Hammer from 2013, and then finally, when I was down in Fresno, California, this week ago or so, at Rasputin Music, since I want to really check out the new location, or at least the new building that they're in. But in there, I ended up finding a copy of Thunderball from 2004, and I had to fucking snap it up. So since Game Over, I've just been adding, and I'm still adding, plenty of Udo albums into my collection. And at least of these albums, I think this is solid stuff. I don't know why it took me so long to add some of these modern era Udo albums into my collection. I think they're just as good as anything that I think Udo Dirkschneider has released since maybe his classic Accept period, or that sort of classic 90s period. Some great shit there. But between some of these right here so far that are probably favorites, this one is probably the heaviest, I would say, of the 4 albums. They're just literally heavy. This one is, I would say, the heaviest of them. It's got more of a modern feel, but goddamn, it's fucking infectious. But if I have to, I've been listening to the shit out of Thunderball. I've been listening to this non-stop. It's surprising to see how lukewarm people are towards this album online when I can't see it. I swear, it's pretty much the same length as like Balls to the Wall, but at times I feel it just comes off shorter. It flows by so quickly, but it just makes me want to listen to it more and more. I mean, songs like the title track, The Arbiter, Pull the Trigger, Fistful of Anger, The Land of the Midnight Sun, even Train Ride to Rush in Russia, and Bullet and the Bomb, The Magic Mirror, Tough Luck 2. All of these are fucking infectious, catchy songs. I really dig them. I think it's probably so far right now my favorite album from Yurio. Just fucking great. And he just sounds fantastic on this sound, just as much as he probably did on those classic Accept albums. But any of these albums, I think, are all fucking top-notch, solid metal albums from, of course, the former Accept singer. Just all fucking great shit. So there we go. Finally, again, besides the Thunderball album that I picked up at Rasputin Music, I also finally ended up picking up a copy of the 2018 Dissonance Productions reissue, remaster of Avengers' second album, Killer Elite here. Finally glad to finally add this into my collection there. Again, I got Blood Sports. I even got the 2014 comeback album, The Slaughter Never Stops. I got those. I just needed at least a Killer Elite, and I'm finally glad to add this. And again, it's a solid album. I dig it a lot. Again, I've heard these albums on at least on a burned CDR for years. just that tracking down physical copies of some of these albums were not that easy. But thanks to Dissonance Productions, they ended up doing a good detriment to at least the world and started releasing this stuff finally again on CD and whatnot. So finally, it's just great to really obtain some of these albums. So there we go. Killer Elite from Avenger. There we go, folks. That's all that I've picked up and whatever I've received. I know there's still some that I received in that package from Paul of Doomsay's Today Records, but so far, that's all that I've been able to listen to. In the next collection update, I'll run through some of those other ones as well. So with that, if you have any comment on any of these albums or any of these CDs, you can leave them in the comment section below. Again, whether it be positive or negative. So with that, hope all of you enjoyed. This is Heavy Thrasher saying I'm out, and I'll see y'all later. Take care, everyone.